Good morning to all of you. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay, so let's start with what we have discussed in the last session. We were discussing the application layer. Okay. Okay. Let me share my screen. Okay, I think it's visible. Okay, so in the last session, we have started the web and HTTP. right, in which we have discussed that how the client server model works, how the client communicate with the server, how the request take place between the client and the server. So we have seen this example in the last lecture. Then we have seen that what are the different types of protocol that is used on the, we can say, on the browser, and it works on which port. So that part we have done. And then after we have seen the example of URL, that how this URL is divided into two component. First component we call it as a host name of the server, and the second name, that is, we can say, the object path, right? So we have discussed that. Also we have discussed two examples, right? One from the PPT and one I have given in the notes. Next, we have discussed the HTTP protocol, that how this HTTP protocol works, right? HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol, right? And this is a, we can say, the web application layer protocol that works on the client server model, right? So we have seen that how the client request to the server. Sorry for the inconvenience caused. Okay. So as you can see here on the screen, HTTP protocol. So we have seen that this protocol works on the client server model, right? Here the client is requesting to the server with the help of HTTP request message, and the server will send back the response by using an HTTP response, right? So that client can, we can say, client can send the request from any device, from PDA, from laptop, from PC, from mobile, right? So here you can see the PC and the mobile which act as a client here, and there is one server, right? So whenever the client is requesting to for anything to the server, it can be done by using the HTTP request message. So here if we see the request message and the response message, we call it as a HTTP message format, right? So before discussing the message format, we need to understand that which type of connections that is used for sending the request to the server, and uh, for getting the response from the server, right? So basically we have two types of the connection, non-persistent connection HTTP and the persistent connection HTTP. So we have discussed the brief about what is a persistent connection and what is non-persistent connection. Let me share my notes. Okay. Okay, so we have started this persistent and the non-persistent connection, right? So we have discussed in the last session about the non-persistent connection, right? Now this both these connections are of HTTP, right? One connection which is referred to as HTTP 1.0, and the another one is referred to as a 1.1. So here in this case, non-persistent connection, as you can see here, the non-persistent connection is referred to as HTTP 1.0. Let me write this thing. Non-persistent connection, that is HTTP 1.0, and the persistent connection is referred to as HTTP 1.1. Sometimes in exam it is asked like explain what is HTTP 1.1. So it's nothing but it's a persistent connection, right? And if it is as HTTP 1.0, then it is a non-persistent HTTP connection, right? So let's start with the non-persistent HTTP connection. So as we have discussed in the last session, that let's say that if any user is requesting for any website which has one base HTML file and 10 JPEG images. So in total, the user is requesting for 11 objects, right? So before we can say before the request starts, or we can say before the user initiate the request, there is some process that take place between the client and the server, and that process we call it as a handshaking process, right? So the concept is referred to as a three-way handshaking process. So what happens in this case? Let's say that this is a client and this is the server. Now, this both wants to communicate with, means the client wants to make a request to the server, but client cannot directly send the request to the server. First of all, the connection needs to be established between the client and the server, right? So for connection establishment, what the client will do? Client will send and connection request message to the server. Here, this message is a connection establishment message, or we can say connection request message, right? Now, as this side server receives the request from the client for establishing the connection between them, what the server will do? Server will send back an acknowledgement with accepting the request, whatever the client has requested for, right? So here the server will accept the request, accept the, we can say, connection request. So here let me write, this is a connection establishment request. Second is connection establish, or we can say accept connection request. Now here in this case, you can see the connection is already established between the client and the server, right? You can see here that the client has initiated the request for establishing the connection and server has accepted the request for the connection establishment. Now in the third handshake, connection is established. Now client and server are knowing each other, because once the connection is established with this connection message, there are certain things that are exchanged between them, right? So here the server and the client are knowing each other because the connection is already established. Now the client can request for a file to the server. So in the third handshake, the client will send a request to the server for any file, right? So we can say this third one is requesting for the file. So before any exchange of a message take place between the client and the server, and if it is using the TCP connection, the handshaking process is necessary, right? Because as we all know that TCP is a connection oriented protocol, right? So if I say the connection oriented, that means the connection should be there between the client and the server, and for establishing the connection there should be some kind of a connection request from the client side. If the server accept that connection request, then and then the further procedure takes place. So this is, we can say, the three-way handshaking process, right? Now here in this case, as we have discussed, लास्ट लेक्चर में हमने ऑलरेडी ये डायग्राम डिस्कस किया था, बट लेट मी एक्सप्लेन इट अगेन. Here in the non-persistent connection, the user is requesting for one base HTML file and 10 JPEG images, right? So before requesting this thing from the server, what the client will do? Client needs to establish the connection, right? But here it is non-persistent connection. So for every object, for each object, client needs to establish a separate TCP connection. If we are saying the separate TCP connection, then there is always an handshaking process, because TCP connection, we can say, if we are using the TCP protocol, handshaking process is must, right? Connection needs to be established between the client and the server if the TCP protocol is used. But here the non-persistent connection is there, right? So for every object, the client needs to establish a separate TCP connection. So as you can see here, the first object is base HTML file, right? So here, as you can see, this is the client, this is the server, right? Now the client wants to request for a base HTML file to the server. So for that, client will send a connection request to the server. As and when the server receives the request, server will accept the request, right? Now in this two step, as you can see here, in this two step, the connection is already established between the client and the server. And once the connection is established, client can request for the file. So as you can see here in the third step, client is requesting for a file to the server. As and when the server receives the request, server will send back a response for the file, right? So this is for one object, right? ये सिर्फ एक object के लिए हुआ, that is one base HTML file is transferred from the server side. Now for here there is a 10 JPEG image, right? So this procedure needs to be followed for 10 times, right? This is for one base HTML file. Now for the first image, the client needs to establish the connection again. So as you can see here कि जैसे यहाँ पे one जो base HTML file server ने transfer कर दी, right? This is one base HTML file. As and when the server transmits the base HTML file to the client, the TCP connection will be terminated. As you can see here, this gap, right? So as and when the server send response to the client, it will also request for terminating the TCP connection, but the TCP connection will not terminated immediately, because as and when the client receives the response from the server, then and then only the TCP connection will be terminated, right? Now for the first JPEG file, again we need to establish again we need to establish a separate TCP connection. So in this case here, again the client is requesting for the connection establishment. Server will accept the request. The client will request for the first image, image 1. As you can see here, this is image 1, and the server will send back the response to the client. Again the TCP connection will be terminated. So for the second object, there is an third connection to be established between them. Okay, so for the separate, for the third image, we can say for we have requested for the third object, right? So for third object, that is the second image, we need to establish a separate TCP connection, right? So as you can see here, once the connection is terminated over here, so for the third object, we need to establish the connection for that, right? So here the client needs to send a request again to the server. This is a connection establishment request. Server will receive the server will accept that request. Client will request for the second image, that and third object we can say, and the server will send back a response with the second image, right? So here this process is done for the third object and the second image, right? This was for the first JPEG file or first image. This is for one base HTML, that is base HTML file, first image, second image, right? So the same process we need to do for all the JPEG images which is remaining, right? So this is connection request, accept request, request for image 2, and response image 2, right? So this is a non-persistent connection. For every object we need to establish a separate TCP connection, right? अभी persistent में क्या होगा? Let me discuss that. Persistent connection, we call it as a HTTP 1.1. So here we can say HTTP 1.1, right? Now what happens in this? Here the client needs to establish only a single TCP connection, and with the help of single TCP connection, all objects, all the images, we can say whatever the user has requested for, that will be transferred in single TCP connection only. Let's say that this is the client, and this is the server. Right? So what happens in this case? Take a blue. So here the client is requesting for establishing the connection. So the first handshake for establishing the connection, right? This is the client, this is the server. So this is the connection request, right? Server will accept the connection request. Now the connection is already established between the client and the server. If we take the same example, then we have one base HTML file and 10 JPEG images. So what happens in this case? Here the client will request for the file. So first object, that is one base HTML file, will be requested by the client. We can say requesting a base HTML file. Right? Second thing we can say, as and when the client requests for the HTML file, it will send back the response to the client. Server will send back the response by, we can say, sending the base HTML file to the client, right? So here the response will be there, sending base HTML file. Right now, once the base HTML file is uh, forwarded to the client, client will request for the images. Right, so client will request for first image, second image, third image, fourth image. Right, so that all images will be we can say request in one single TCP connection. Right, so here the client is requesting for the images. This is a request for image 1. Server will send back the response. Again, request for image 2. Server will send back the response. Again, image 3. Response. Right, so here with the help of single TCP connection, all object can be transferred by the server. Right, सिर्फ एक ही बार connection establish करना है. We need to establish the connection only one time. That is, whenever the client is requesting for the connection establishment, that only single TCP connection will work for all the object. Right, here we have 11 objects, so we need to establish a single TCP connection. Right, so this is the difference between the non-persistent connection and the persistent connection. Persistent connection, that is referred to as HTTP 1.1, and non-persistent connection, which is referred to as a HTTP 1.0. Now there is one another concept that is used here in the persistent and the non-persistent is round trip time, that is RTT. Now this concept is very simple. Right, let me ask you one question, that when you are reserving any ticket for the bus or train, it will ask for a round trip, if you might have seen. So what does it mean?
Two ways.
Yes, we can say it's a two-way, that is from source to destination and again destination to source. Right, so the same concept is applied over here. We can say that round trip time, that is the time required to start the journey from the source point, reach to the destination point, and again come back to the source point. That is a round trip time. Let me share the PPT so you will get an idea. This is, we have already discussed non-persistent connection example. This we have discussed, right? Again, we have discussed this thing also. Let me just repeat it again, that we have discussed one example. Okay, पहले ये समझा देती हूँ round trip time. So round trip time का मतलब क्या है? Time for a small packet to travel from the client to the server and back. यानी कि सोर्स से जब पैकेट सेंड होता है, दैट इज स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द सोर्स पॉइंट, reach to the destination point, that is reached at the server side, and again come back to the client, that is referred to as a 1 RTT. Right, as you can see on the figure also, right, कि ये जो डायग्राम में बताया गया है, you can see that here the client is requesting for establishing the connection, that is initiate TCP connection. यहाँ से रिक्वेस्ट जाती है, सर्वर तक पहुंचती है, और फिर सर्वर से कोई रिप्लाई आता है. राइट, दैट इज from this side, again respond from the server side. So this time is referred to as 1 RTT. राइट, फिर अगेन क्लाइंट फाइल के लिए रिक्वेस्ट करता है. यू कैन सी हियर रिक्वेस्टिंग द फाइल. सो अगेन द रिक्वेस्ट विल बी इनिशिएटेड बाय द क्लाइंट, reach at the server side. Now the time that required to transmit the packet will also be calculated and the file will be received by the client. Now here the 3 delays will be processed, we can say, in 1 RTT. First is, we can say, प्रोपोगेशन डिले, यानी कि क्लाइंट से सर्वर तक जाने का टाइम है, दैट इज प्रोपोगेशन डिले. प्रोसेसिंग डिले, क्यूइंग डिले, एंड द ट्रांसमिशन डिले. राइट, सो हियर 3 delays will be calculated in one RTT, right? But यहाँ पे एक और टाइम कैलकुलेट, एक और डिले कैलकुलेट किया जाता है, दैट इज अ ट्रांसमिशन डिले. वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड ऑल दिस टाइप्स ऑफ डिले, राइट? हमने डिलेज ऑलरेडी डिस्कस किए थे कि प्रोपोगेशन डिले क्या है, प्रोसेसिंग, व्हाट इज प्रोसेसिंग डिले, व्हाट इज क्यूइंग डिले, व्हाट इज ट्रांसमिशन डिले. सो व्हाट डू यू अंडरस्टैंड, व्हाट इज ट्रांसमिशन डिले? कोई बता सकता है? ट्रांसमिशन डिले.
Ma'am, the length of the packet over the bandwidth.
Time re
Yes. Length of the packet. Mohammed had said length of the packet with reference to bandwidth.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What else we can say? Yes, Raj, you were saying something? I think Raj left the meeting. Okay. So we can say transmission delay can be calculated by using the we can say that transmission delay is nothing but the time required to put the packet on the transmission link, that is referred to as a transmission delay, right? Whatever the time that we required, or we can say any user required to we can say to put the packet on the transmission link, that is referred to as a transmission delay. So as you can see on the diagram, that the server requires this much amount of time to put the data packet on the transmission link. So here this will be the transmission delay, right? So propagation delay, processing delay, queuing delay is already calculated with this RTT, right? वो already calculate हो गया है with one RTT, but the time the server will require at their end to transmit the packet on the transmission link, that will be the transmission delay. So if we consider the non-persistent connection, then we can say one RTT will be required to initiate the TCP connection, and one RTT will required to request for the file to the server. So in total, we require 2 RTT plus the transmission time, right? So for every object, we require 2 RTT plus transmission time. But for the persistent connection, we cannot say exactly the RTT, because at least we require one RTT to we can say one RTT required to establish the connection between the client and the server, and the another RTT will be depend on the number of the file that is requested by the client, right? So we cannot say any static formula for the persistent connection, because it totally depends on the number of the file the client is requesting to the server, right? But yes, for the non-persistent connection, we can say that for every object we require 2 RTT plus file transmission time, because for every object we need to establish the TCP connection, right? So for the non-persistent, we can say the exit that we require 2 RTT plus file transmission time, right? So that is all about, we can say, the non-persistent connection. Now moving back, okay. So for the non-persistent connection, this part we have already discussed earlier, right? That if there is one URL, then this portion is referred to as the host name of the server, and this is the path name, or we can say the object path, right? In this slide we have already discussed. I have already written with the black pen host name of the server, object path. So the same thing is written over here, right? Now whatever we have discussed in this notes, that is this, right? The same thing is reflected, we can say the same thing is there, but in some detail, right? So let's say that if the client is requesting for any URL, and the URL is www.someSchool.edu/somedepartment/home.index, right? So as we all know that this is the host name of the server, and this is, we can say, the object path or path name, right? So here what happens, first of all, the connection will be initiated by the client. This is the process of the client, and this is the process of the server. So as you can see here, HTTP client initiates the TCP connection to the HTTP server with, we can say, for establishing the connection. So यहाँ पे पहले जो request जाएगी वो port number 80 से जाएगी. That means we can say that whatever the connection establishment process takes place at the browser side, right? So that runs the HTTP, and HTTP runs on the port number 80. By default, the HTTP works on the port number 80, right? That we have already discussed. As and when the server receives the request, then for the connection establishment, server will accept the connection establishment request. As you can see here, accepts the connection request at port number 80, right? Now here the client sends an HTTP request message containing the URL into the TCP connection socket. Message indicates that the client wants this object. Client is requesting for the specific object. As and when the HTTP receives the request from the client, HTTP will form the response message, right? And will send the response message to the client. After that, the connection will be closed at the server side. But as and when the server close the connection, that doesn't mean that the TCP connection will actually close. TCP connection will not close immediately. TCP connection will close only when the client receives the response from the server, right? जब तक client को response नहीं मिल जाता है server side से, till then the client will not close the TCP connection. Right? So here you can see here HTTP client receives the response message containing the HTML file and the TAN referenced object. So after that it will be closed. But यहाँ पे TAN referenced object इसलिए दिया है क्योंकि ये पूरे step 1 to 5 step सारी, for TAN JPEG file we need to follow all the 1 to 5 steps, right? So for every JPEG image we need to establish a separate TCP connections. For the persistent connection, we have already discussed in the notes, right? The same thing is discussed in the PPT, but we have discussed all this thing in the notes in the simple manner, right? So this diagram is somewhat similar to this diagram which is given in the PPT. You can take a reference from any of them, right? So this is all about the persistent connection, that the server leaves the TCP connection open after sending the response. Subsequent HTTP messages between the client and the server sent over the open connection, right? So once the server send the response to the client, server will not terminate the TCP connection. The TCP connection will be open, right? Client can request for many objects, right? right? As and when one transmission is complete, the TCP connection will not be terminated. Client can request for as many object as they require, right? Then client sends the request as soon as it encounters the reference object, as little as 1 RTT for all the referenced object, right? So हर एक object के लिए there will be 1 RTT. So you can see here for the first image, the client has requested for the image 1. So for sending the one object, it requires 1 RTT, image 1, response of image 1, then again image 2, response of image 2, then again image 3, response from image 3, again image 4, response from server for image 4, right? So this needs to be followed for 10 reference object, and each reference object will require 1 RTT, right? So you can see here for every object it requires 1 RTT. So the same thing is mentioned over here, 1 RTT for all the referenced object. Okay, so is it clear to all of you up till now?
Yes, ma'am.
What about others? Let me know in the chat box if you are unable to unmute your mic. Okay, good. Okay, so in the next session, we'll start with the format of HTTP messages, right? Basically, we have two types of the message format, HTTP request message format and HTTP response message format, right? So we'll see this message format in the next session. And one more thing to announce that I have already uploaded the PPT of chapter number 1 in the e-content, and also uploaded one ebook that is Kuros and Rose, right? Which I can say that in that reference book, all the topics are given, which is there in our syllabus, right? So you can refer that book for this subject. And PPT is also there, so you can either refer PPT, but don't refer PPT for the exam, right? Exam के लिए PPT ही मत करना सिर्फ. You can see the topic from the PPT, but don't refer the whole topic from the PPT, right? If you want to prepare for the exam perspective, then it's my request to prepare from the reference book. Right, reference book is good, and the terminology that is used in the reference book is very simple, so you will get everything. Still, if you are facing any difficulty, you can contact me anytime. Okay, so it's time for attendance. Okay, one more thing, that if anybody have not started the Cisco course, that is a CCNA course, then please start it as soon as possible, right? You have to complete it before mid semester 1, right? If you are facing any difficulty to log in into a netkid.com, then please contact me as soon as possible. राइट, लास्ट मोमेंट पे आके ऐसा मत बोलना दैट मैडम ये लॉग इन ही नहीं हो रहा है. आई एम रिपीटिंग दिस थिंग इन एवरी लेक्चर. एक बार लॉग इन करके देख लो, कोर्स आप में दिखा रहा है, नहीं दिखा रहा है? अगर नहीं दिखा रहा है तो मुझे कांटेक्ट करो। एग्जाम्स की, मिड सेमेस्टर एग्जाम्स की डेट अभी फाइनल नहीं है, बट इट विल बी इन दी मार्च, right? So before mid semester 1 you have to complete the module 1, and I'll just give the one date for the final exam, and in that, on that day you have to complete your final exam of module 1 also, right? कि अगर कोर्स ही नहीं किया होगा तो फिर you won't be able to perform well in the final exam of CCNA module 1. Okay, big data students. Big data students 1, Ayush, 2, 3,
Yes, ma'am.
4,
Present, ma'am.
5,
Present, ma'am.
Manav is present, I think. 5 is present, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,
Present, ma'am.
7 is present, 11,
Present, ma'am.
12,
Present, ma'am.
13.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, only 8 is absent. Okay, AI students. One,
Present, ma'am.
2,
Present, ma'am.
3, 4,
Yes, ma'am.
5, 6, 7,
Present.
8,
Present, ma'am.
10,
Present, ma'am.
12,
Present.
13, 14, 15,
Present, ma'am.
17, 18,
Present, ma'am.
19,
Present.
20,
Present, ma'am.
21,
Present, ma'am.
22,
Present, ma'am.
23,
Present, ma'am.
24, 25,
Present.
26, 27,
Yes, ma'am.
28, 29,
Present, ma'am.
31,
Yes, ma'am.
32,
Present, ma'am.
33, 34, 35,
Ma'am, 34 present.
35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40,
Present.
43,
Present, ma'am.
45, 46, 47, 48, 50, 51,
Present.
52,
Present, ma'am.
53,
Present, ma'am.
54, 55,
Present, ma'am.
56,
Yes, ma'am.
57,
Present, ma'am.
58,
Present, ma'am.
59,
Yes, ma'am.
60,
Yes, ma'am.
61, 62, 63,
Yes, ma'am.
64,
64 present, ma'am.
65, 67,
Present, ma'am.
68, 71, 73,
Yes, ma'am.
D2D1, 2,
Present, ma'am.
3, 4,
Present,
5,
ma'am.
6.
Present, ma'am. 6.
Okay. Check these numbers. If I have mistakenly marked you as an absent, you can write in the chat box. 46. Okay. 62 is already marked as present. Check these numbers on the screen.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, I have a query related to our chapter exam in the course which we have enrolled. Ma'am, there's a error. It's showing let me check.
Sorry.
Ma'am, in chapter exams in our the courses, it's showing this assessment has not been activated.